I am Rosemary Heaven, and I will be your chairperson for this afternoon's function. We will begin with prayers, as we normally do at the ICAJ, and I now invite Mr. Michael Williams, Senior Lecturer in Accounting at MSBM, to say prayers.
Thank you. Let us bow our heads for prayer. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks and we give you praise. In the second week of Advent, as we prepare to celebrate the birth of your Son, Jesus Christ, let us not forget that it is better to give than to receive. Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless the givers of this scholarship, the Chung family. Continue to bless them, let them prosper, and let them continue to provide scholarship for needy students. We also ask that you bless the management and staff of Mona School of Business and Management and Institute of Chartered Accountants of Jamaica as they assist in the education of accounting students. All this we ask in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
By the Chung family. The Chung family has invited the ICAJ to collaborate with them on this scholarship program. At this time, I would like to acknowledge the persons who are joining us for this award ceremony. From the ICAJ, we have Mrs. Elaine Robinson, our Honorary Secretary, who will be representing the President, Eric Scott, who is unavoidably absent. We also have with us here in the room our Council member, Mrs. Sharon Harvey Wilson. She is the chairperson of our PR committee. Welcome, ladies. I'd also like to recognize and welcome Mr. Dennis Chung, who is here in person, and the other members of the Chung family in Jamaica and overseas who are joining us online. From the Mona School of Business and Management, we have Mrs. Christina Ashman and Mr. Michael Williams, who are here with us in person. And we have other representatives of the MSBM joining online. Thank you all for being here to share this special occasion with our awardee. Our awardee is also here, but I will keep you in suspense a little bit longer. So at this time, I would like to invite Mrs. Elaine Robinson, our Honorary Secretary, to give the official welcome on behalf of our President, Eric Scott. Please make Elaine welcome. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and season's greetings to all of you who are here present physically and for those who are online. I thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule this time of year, but the event that you're here for is well worth it, without doubt. And as indicated by Mrs. Heaven, our president is unavoidably absent, and I give his sincere apology to you for not being able to attend. I wish to extend a warm welcome. We've had warm welcomes given already, but repeating I don't think is a bad thing. I'd like to welcome Mr. Chung and his family, Mr. Michael Williams from Mona School of Business and Management, Ms. Christina Ashman from MSBM as well, and the council members of the ICAJ who are with us here and if you're online. And also, we want our scholarship recipient, whose name shall be held for the time being. Welcome to all of you. We are here this afternoon to celebrate the significant milestone of the 2024 award of the Kenneth Chung Memorial Accounting Scholarship. That's what we're here for this afternoon. I have to confess that I tried to find out what number is this that we are presenting. How many years we've been doing this. No, number 4. Okay, I wouldn't have been far off. I was pretty close. Now, this is the 4th awarding of this. And I would really like to congratulate the Chung family, led by our fellow accountant here, who has been a fellow of mine in other ways for many years, right, Dennis? We would not tell them. Right? Yes. So really, this award is one which we have to acknowledge and would say it would be nice if many more of our members do the same thing. But this is in recognition of family members, Mr. Kenneth Chung, and his recognition as significant member of the accounting profession, and also is the deep respect that he had for education and an unwavering commitment to excellence. And that is what this award indicates. We want people who are going to be out there, who are serious about what they're doing, who are going to do their best, and their performance is going to indicate excellence. That's what we're looking for. So our awardee today, who has been carefully selected as all the others have been, has obviously demonstrated that already to an extent. But by being awarded, our expectation is that it has to continue. That high level of performance is expected to you as an awardee, and no doubt that after you perform, we are here at ICAJ to open the doors for you, to welcome you as a member of the ICAJ. It is indeed, though, I think, a very important, undertaking by the Chung family, because to recognize a member of one's family and to be willing to continue with this for as long as you may be able to is something that is really, really accommodating. And I extend my personal extension to you in a very serious way to say thank you for this commitment to the cause. What I'd also like to just mention here, which is kind of going a little off track, is that what in Jamaica, it's getting shaky. We need to have more persons qualifying. I've been involved in trying to get persons to fill out accounting positions, and the applications come in 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you look at what they have, you say, can't make it, right? So this initiative is helping us to strengthen and build the profession that we have, which right now in Jamaica is really in need. And I'm sure the membership chairman knows that too, that we have to, and that is me, as membership chair, I know that we are struggling to build it, and this is a big contribution to helping us to strengthen the profession. To our awardee this afternoon, I know, I shouldn't have to say it, but I wish you all the very, very best in your journey to qualify, and that I know that gentleman sitting next to you will ensure that you do. The gentleman to your right, I think, will ensure that you do. But we here at the ICAJ congratulate you and wish you all the very best for your future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elaine, for those remarks. And I would just like to mention here and to welcome the members of the awardees family, the members who are here. We will hear more about them later on. We now move on to remarks from the Mona School of Business and Management, and to bring remarks on behalf of MSBM, we have Mrs. Christina Ashman, who is a lecturer in accounting in the accounting department.
Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to thank everyone. I'm honored to be one of the representatives from MSBM, the Mona School of Business and Management, to celebrate the 2024 awardee of the Kenneth Chung Memorial Scholarship. On behalf of the MSBM, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to the Chung family for their unwavering generosity and commitment to education. Over the past 4 years, this scholarship has provided invaluable support to deserving students, helping them to realize their academic and career dreams. I want to acknowledge Dennis Chung, son of the late Kenneth Chung, and his family. Dennis is a distinguished alumnus of MSBM whose dedication to his father's legacy has brought this initiative to life. I also wish to acknowledge the pivotal role of the ICAJ, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Jamaica, in coordinating this scholarship program. The ICAJ has been instrumental in ensuring this initiative's seamless administration. Through their dedication, they continue to foster partnerships that strengthen the accounting profession in Jamaica and provide opportunities for the next generation of professions to thrive. Their efforts serve as a vital bridge between academia and industry, and we deeply value their leadership and collaboration. Having had the privilege of serving on the panel for the scholarship, I've long appreciated the Chung family's most important and desired characteristic for the awardee of the scholarship, and that is a spirit of community. This is a testament to Kenneth Chung's lifelong generosity and commitment to uplifting others. It reminds all of us the importance of giving back and dedicating time and resources to those around us. At the MSBM, we share this vision. We believe investing in education is one of the most impactful ways to create lasting change and has a multiplier effect that touches generations. This is particularly crucial at a time when the accounting profession faces significant challenges. As Elaine had discussed, there is a shortage of accountants that is global, and it especially affects us here in Jamaica. Through partnerships like the Kenneth Chung Memorial Scholarship, we remain steadfast in our vision at MSBM to nurture not just excellent professionals, but also compassionate individuals who embody the values of service and community. As we gather in this spirit of the season of giving, I'm extending warm greetings to the Chung family, the ICAJ, and all present. May the new year bring you continued opportunities to collaborate, grow, and give back to our communities. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christina, for those remarks. And we do work closely with the Mona School of Business and Management. And we know that this partnership will continue into the future. We are now moving on to getting an overview of the scholarship program. And we have with us here at the venue Mr. Dennis Chung. Mr. Chung is a former president of the ICAJ, but he's here today representing the Chung family. He will provide insights into the scholarship program, offer words of encouragement to this year's awardee, and of course, to present the award. Mr. Chung, please come.
Thank you, Rosie. I see I have your pink pen here. Good afternoon, everyone. Let me first say that I'm delighted to be here. The fact is that we really were a little late with it, so we didn't get the notice that we wanted to get people here. Hence why there's no guest speaker, which we normally have. I was trying to get the Minister of Education, but she had Parliament Senate today. Let me welcome everyone. Let me welcome the family members who are online. Let me welcome everyone here from ICAJ, my friend here, Kerry, the awardee, and her daughter, who learned a very important history fact today about the color of her uniform. Right? And I'm happy to be here. I know I was president 10 years ago, Rosie? 9 to 10 years ago. Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah, and Elaine, you had come in as secretary at that time. Yeah. It takes a lot of dedication, and I want to thank you, Rosie, for always assisting with organizing this, because it's very important, I think. I want to thank also Mona School of Business and Management, Michael, Christina. I want to thank you guys for pushing along, because we were actually the ones who started it. We haven't got blooded anybody new yet, right? But we need to do that soon. So thank you for that. I just want to give you a little overview on the scholarship and the process, and to show you, Kenya, how special you are, right, for being selected. This scholarship is fashioned based on my father. And when he died, we decided the best way for us to honor him is to give back to something that he treasures a lot, which is education. Because my family was built on education, right? We didn't have any land and all of that put aside. It was education. That was our inheritance, right? And therefore, I remember I also did the MSc accounting, right? I completed it in January 1989. It was supposed to be December, but Gilbert came, and it was put back by a month, So we spent some time trying to, while the exam was delayed, trying to get ice. Because at that time, when a hurricane came, everything was out for like 6 weeks, right? So I did the MSc accounting and completed in 1989. It was something that my father had said that from third form, he told me how I would have been doing it when I was 13. So it was a no-brainer that the award is attached to the MSc accounting degree, which is a very good degree. Right, very, very good degree. And he used to also, when I was in sixth form, when you had the accounting seminars, Rosie, he used to take me to them. And I was in sixth form, as if I didn't have anything else to do as a teenager. So it was a natural partnership between the ICH and me being a former president, and he was also an accountant. So it was a natural partnership. But when we thought about it, and when we thought about the spirit of the scholarship, we said to ourselves, boy, a lot of scholarships are just given based on academic performance. And the truth is that people who normally do well at academic performance many times are people who already don't need it, right? Right, someone who showed that they were really determined because they had financial challenges, but still showed a determination to get it done. Important to give it to someone who actually has a need. So they'll invite applications and they actually sift through, and then they'll come up with maybe 5 for us to do an interview, and we do that, and a selection is made. So coming out of that, I can tell you we're unanimously chosen, right? Of what a professional accountant is. I find that someone who has an accounting qualification, professional qualification, is actually the most suited person, I think, to lead an organization, because you know everything about the organization, right? And especially in these times, everybody knows I ride a bicycle, right? And someone always said to me, it's easy, anyone can ride a bicycle fast going downhill, right? So when the economy is good, everybody seems like a superstar. When the economy is bad, then it takes a special person to ride that bicycle uphill. And I think accountants are well suited for that, because we're not just looking at the whole thing of market and that sort of thing, but restricting it with our knowledge of financial controls and governance, good governance, which I think is very important. So accountants, and you know, Kenya, I mean, the accounting that you do is like maybe 20% of everything, a lot of law and all of those things, you know. You still do the statistics and all of that, right? In the MSc? I used to do a lot of statistics with Barry. Yeah, man. Quantitative analysis, yeah, quantitative analysis. And what it teaches you is that you might not use all of that, you know, but it teaches you how to reason. And that, I think, is lacking from a lot of places. A lot of people today can't reason. So when they're faced with a problem in the business, the problem wasn't, the role wasn't there in the book that they read. So then they can't solve it. But once you do like QA and you can reason out and say, okay, this is what I've come up with, then this is how I need to move with all the other knowledge that you have. So I think that, and I've been reading a book recently called The Singularity is Near, and it really is about artificial intelligence. And in another 10 years, I think that we'll see AI basically taking over a lot of things that we do now, right? But I think that the accounting profession, if people really understand it, can't be taken over, because you can take over the bookkeeping part, but the problem-solving part, the understanding the law and all of that, you won't be able to take it over, right? So I commit that to you, Kenya, right? And to say to you that you're getting into a very noble profession. It's a profession that believes a lot in ethics, right? And therefore that is important, because you can't be a good accountant as knowledgeable as you are without having a proper moral compass. That is probably the most important qualification of an accountant, right? And that was something that my father was very big onto. I remember also the first board I went on to, which was Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission, the chairman at the time, Gordon Robinson, and this was a long time ago, maybe before you were born too, in 1997, he said, before we do anything wrong, we'll go back to eating bun and cheese for the rest of our lives. That is the sort of mindset that the accounting profession should give you. I need to take away from it. So I want to congratulate you on this award, right? And think about it as opening doors for you, not just the fact that you've received a check, but you're being recognized as someone who is deserving of it in a very noble profession, and you've made a lot of contacts here, right? And you must use it. So call Rosie all the while, right? Right, but seriously, you know, you are now the scholarship recipient, and you've made a lot of contacts here, right? So I want to thank you, and I want to invite you up to collect this. Not the pink pen, but the... So that's... Come Elaine. Come now. Yes. Yeah, move the podium. Yeah. Come Elaine. Come right there.
Can you go over a little bit so Elaine can there you go. And just come to me and look at
Michael. You're involved in this. Understand you.
one more.
Hold on, wait until.
No, I'm going to put it. Michael, can you just take off that stuff on your neck? your answer? I do it.
Watch this now. Kanye started on me.
Okay. Congrats very much, Kanya, on your selection as the 2024 awardee of this prestigious scholarship. We look forward to the great contribution that you will make to the accountancy profession in the future. And I look forward to hearing about you being involved in ICAJ in some way. By then I would have retired, but I look forward to hearing your name again. Kanya is currently employed while doing her MSc accounting program, and she also finds time to do voluntary activities, and of course she finds time to take care of her family. Her sister is here today to support, as well as her daughter, and that is just so wonderful. So I now invite you, Kanya, to give your response.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for being here because of me. I apologize for being late. I'm a country girl from Westmoreland, and so I'm not very familiar with the roads up here. So I used GPS to try to get here, and we made a wrong turn, and that turn cost us few minutes. So I must say, one of my daughters is here, and that's a part of the reason what delayed us a bit, because both of them, I have 3 children, 15, 16, 15, and my son is 9. But the 2 girls attend St. Hugh's. The other one called while we were on our way here to say, oh, mommy, exam is finished. So she got delayed. She wanted to have been here. You mentioned about the buttons on Maya Page's uniform. You should have seen Britannia's. Hers is on a strip all the way down here. So Maya Page is now trying very hard to compete, to try to catch her up. Let us see how well that goes. But they are my inspiration. My sister, big part of the story of why I'm here today. In 2021, COVID shifted our lives. I was in Westmoreland, and so my husband passed away from COVID, also the father of my children. And at one point, my sister said to me, hey, why don't you just come back to Kingston? Come back, because when I did UTech, I was living in Kingston. I applied to UTech knowing that I can't afford to go day school, parents can't afford it, so I applied back then to do the evening program. And then you receive the mail to say you have been accepted. So I'm not that young. So I got the mail, had 2 weeks to sort it out, and I applied, and I didn't really think through really how the first school fee would have been paid. So when I got the mail to say, hey, I would have had 2 weeks to figure it out to get to Kingston. At the time, I was working my first job, and my boss said to me, I did it for him because the year before I had applied to go to CIT, which is in Montego Bay, and he convinced me, no, don't go, that's not what you want to do. So when I applied to UTech, didn't tell him. So when the mail came and I had 2 weeks, now I needed to disclose I need to leave this job. Eventually delayed, and then I said it to him, and he said, hey, I'm devastated because I value you right here. He wanted to open his new location in Kingston. I was 20. Kingston, you want me to come work in Kingston and run your place, build it up? What kind of confidence you have in me at 20 to be able to do that? But anyway, it was a job. So now God worked it out. I had a job. was going to school, everything kind of lined up. And so I came up, worked full-time, went to school in the evenings, and that was a motivation to say, Kenya, you can't afford to pay no receipt, so whatever it takes, you're going to have to pass. Thank God I did. So that was that. Had to move back to Westmoreland, and so already in Westmoreland, I didn't want to go back. I really did not want to go back. I cried. I did not want to go back, but I didn't have a choice. So I've been living in Westmoreland, have the children and everything. So 2021 came, and so he passed, and she said, why don't you just come back to Kingston? I'm like, come back to Kingston? Looking at job again, all of these things. I took her choice. I took her decision, her recommendation. I applied this Sunday evening around 6 o'clock. I bought the Gleaner. The only time I buy newspaper is when I need to go find a job. So I bought the newspaper, and I'm sending out some application at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening. The following evening, around 6 o'clock Monday, I got a call wanting me to come and do an interview. I said, so quick, Lord? Anyway, I came the Friday, I did the interview, and I was offered the job, and within a month, we're in Kingston. Organizer over there, head cook and wash, my sister. She worked, I put her to work, she had to find us somewhere to live, everything. It worked out because schools were still online, so I was able to transition with them because they were still online. Thinking everything was good, we were getting a new start on life and everything. 3 weeks after we moved to Kingston, woke up one Saturday morning, my vehicle is gone. Wow. Okay, we're going to have to take taxi. I don't know if we take taxi. I don't know this. I've always had a vehicle. So now you move from Westmoreland, and 3 weeks later, no vehicle. Everybody needs to move around. Okay, that was that. Kind of figured that out. 3 weeks after that, now it's time. Online school is over. I needed to find them school, and that was a struggle. Nobody wants to take a first former, even though you're relocated. Nobody wants to take a first form. Maria would have been in first form. I got the other one. Other schools would have taken her because she was in third form. Fine. Somehow the Lord had the secretary at St. Hugh's. I don't know how it came up. I was looking at somebody's thing and they said, like, St. Hugh's, your alma mater. And I said, St. Hugh's? So I Googled it up and right down the road. I said, okay. Got them into St. Hugh's. They had to take ID photos at the day. Normally they would have been left at home. When we went home the evening, taxi drop off, I went inside. The older one said, Mommy, there's a hole in the roof. Hole in the roof? So I went behind the sofa looking for the debris because if the hole, it must be caving in. There was nothing. They broke into the house. So that's 6 weeks of drama. So of course I called head cook and buckle washer. They broke into the house. So she sent her husband for us. I could not stay in there. This is now me, a single woman, I'm afraid. With 3 children, I can't sleep in there. So we stayed by her for a while. But the essence of it all, I never said, why did I move? Never complained. And it had to happen for what is happening in my life now. So I take it that you have to go through some valleys to be able to rise. And so them being through St. Hugh's where we're living now, it's much closer. I didn't know how it would have worked out where we were living with them, where I got them into school, but God has been good and He has been working it out. So I'm happy that we went through that and we are better off. And so in June last year, something happened. I don't remember exactly how I got so emotional. And I said, hey, you need to go finish school because this is something I've always been saying. And I know in Westmoreland, I thought of it, but Montego Bay is on a Sunday all day. I couldn't figure that out. I have the children, you're working. How on earth am I going to leave them the one day, all day, to go to school in Montego Bay? And I'm from Westmoreland to Montego Bay, so I had to drive back and forth. So that didn't work out. So I applied and thought it was pretty late. And then when I called, and they said, yeah, man, you could still get through. The committee has to meet. And then I'm like, I got through. I said, okay. In my head, I did some maths to see how I'm going to afford the school fee because I really don't have it saved. Life turned upside down. You're now the only breadwinner for the family, all of these things, so you just have to figure it out. But I decided I wanted to do it because now, the essence of it all, I'm the only breadwinner here. I have, even if it's a false sense of hope that you always had a partner. No, the reality is, it's you alone. You have to figure it out. Whatever it is, you have to figure it out. And I really want to be able to give my kids the best opportunity ever. I'm going to talk about Britannia because she motivates me. I have the exams, and she would be like, Mommy, you've got this, my biggest cheerleader. I went home last semester. She knew that last semester was really bad. And I went home one night after being at school all night until around 1 o'clock. And when I went home, there was a note on the counter. She sat up and she made these lovely notes, all kind of positive words to me. And I broke down because I said, you know, that little girl, they get me. And the morning, she sent me a WhatsApp, Mommy, you're going to do good, you got this. But she, very determined, when her father died in August, she said to me, Mommy, I want to do some subject. She was in 3rd form, but she's pretty young, so she should have been 1 year ahead of where she should have been. And I said, okay, no problem. I thought it was a good distraction for her because she was very close to him, and it was, I remember she sat all day and cried. I said, maybe it's a very good distraction for her. So I encouraged her, signed her up, and she was doing the classes. Then we decided to move. When I decided to move, it was time to pay for the CXCs, and the teacher said, pay for it because she's the best student to have. We'll figure it out after. I did. We moved, and somehow the distance got between us, so she didn't have any tutor for like 3 months. And then Maya's form teacher, God has a way of doing things, was an accounts teacher, and she said, Mommy, you know, my form teacher teaches account. Got in contact with her, and she tutored her from end of March to exam time. And she did accounts and POB. She got grade 2s. Those grade 2s are like grade 1s for me. Why? The move, the death, the breaking of the house, the star stolen, it was a lot of turmoil in our lives. But she was able to persevere and come through with grade 2s. So those grade 2, I cherish them for her because of how motivated she was and determined to be able to succeed. When I see her pushing herself with, Mommy, I want my badges because these are my accomplishments, pushes her, and it's motivating Maya. Maya used to be like, Maya Page, go study. 15 minutes and she finished. No, this week Maya was up at 4 o'clock one morning. When I went home, Maya was studying. Went to sleep, I'm at 4 o'clock, Maya Page was up again studying. Why? I've got to get this. She's following her sister's footsteps. I need to be that example for them. So me going to accomplish the accounting degree and master's is a lot for me because I need them to see me accomplish. I set a rule in the house before I even started. Nothing below 18 in this house. You know what I'm hearing now? Mommy making sure I said, nothing below 18, don't come in the house. So it's like, yesterday I was getting ready to go do the exam. And he said, Mommy, you remember, nothing below 80. Went home, how was the exam? It was good, remember. No 50s girl coming here. So it is a push and a motivation for me, and I really do. They say it's better to give than to receive. Earlier this year, I do accounts for some people, and some of them are really small businesses, and really just to be able to keep them compliant and things. And I remember earlier this year, I did some, and the businesses didn't really do much. And I filed. They said, how much is it? But I said, no, that's fine. Knowing that, and I remember one of the persons said, oh my God, Miss Taylor, really? I said, yes, you're good. And she was so grateful. And at the time, it was close to exam, and I still didn't finish paying my school fee, but we figure it out. We can't stress them people with a little bit of money or whatever. And so I did that, not knowing how the school fee would have been finished paying, but today, I would have received much more than what I gave up. And that is how life is. And so I say thank you. Thank you for selecting me. And it is my intention to make my positive contribution, continue to, in my own way. I might not be able to give the big effects, but the small ones until I get there. And so thank you for planting in me, and I will grow. Thank you.
That was really a great response. Kenya, thank you for sharing a part of your journey with us, and your determination and strength was very evident in what you told us, and I know that you are going places, definitely going places. Yes, right. And just to say that we do have something in common. I didn't realize it, but we're from Westmoreland. I'm from Westmoreland, so we have something in common. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this year's awards ceremony, and I would just like to extend gratitude to all the persons who are present here today, those who are in the room and those who are online. Thanks to the members of the Chung family, ICAJ, MSBM, as well as the family of our awardee for participating in this very significant occasion. I am a strong believer in giving back as well. I'm a Kiwanian. I do so primarily through Kiwanis, but I also do individually. And, you know, it really does make a difference. And I think what the Chung family has done, it is indeed very commendable and such a fitting way to really perpetuate the memory of the patriarch of the family. So our profound gratitude to the Chung family for establishing this scholarship, and also a big thank you to the selection committee for their meticulous efforts in identifying the awardees. Thanks also, before I close, I'd like to thank the support team at the ICAJ for assisting in planning this function, the persons who work behind the scenes. So our PR team, I see Shanoy is here, our PR consultant. So I'd like to thank Shanoy and all the other members of the team who worked along with me. Finally, I'd just like to wish you all the persons here and those online, a happy and blessed holiday season, and all the very best for 2025. Thank you.